we will have a geomagnetic reversal. A 2-month period of rapid shift will be taking place. NOAA has already used data to show that the pole shift has more than doubled each of the last 50 years. That's a very alarming rate. It has been keeping data for the past 400 years, originally kept by ship's logs, and it's been speeding up tremendously in the past 10-15 years, and it's heading towards Russia. Geological records prove that the planet Earth is undergoing periodic geomagnetic pole shifts. The magnetic North Pole has been rapidly shifting from the Arctic Circle to Siberia over the course of many years. It's been scientifically proven that the Earth undergoes a full geomagnetic reversal approximately every 780,000 years. These reversals are usually slow, occurring gradually over long spans of time. But at the start of the 20th century, that historical pattern has radically been altered. All the nations that track this easily monitored data have validated each other's scientific observations and data sets. Even NOAA has presented hard data which substantiates this ongoing geomagnetic shift. Therefore, there is no mistaking the now generally accepted fact that the magnetic poles of the Earth are not only shifting in real time, but that they are moving very quickly. And this phenomenon applies both to the North and the South poles, of course. This diagram shows the precise movements as they're transpiring at the respective poles. Former NASA scientist Dr. Salvatore Conti delineates the coming geomagnetic pole shift. There's a video, and it's remarkable for many reasons. It represents the first time that an authoritative account of the coming magnetic pole shift has been provided by a scientist who has been given access to highly privileged information and impressive data collection. The fact the only way that former NASA scientist Dr. Salvatore Conti could have elaborated such complex information was by having been the insider that he was. In the video, which is less than half an hour long, but only a few minutes of viewing will be necessary to receive the most relevant details, and the revelations begin in that video at the 13-minute mark, continue until about the 19th minute mark. The transcription of the crucial information states, in minute 10:25, we're dealing with something completely alien. It's pretty much trial and error that's going on. You have to understand these transmissions we are dealing with are not like the ones you get on your TV or radio. These aren't pictures or videos. We don't even know if the office can distinguish color or even see in the human sense. The messages are intelligently arranged sequences of bits and beats, gaps and clicks, simple monochromatic bitmaps. We don't know how they're interpreting them. That's where my department comes in. We had to develop means for successful communications, and at first they were just basic observations like letting us know that they know who and where we are, that they like our planet and our star. But oddly enough, despite our insistence in questioning them, they never specified where they were broadcasting from. They just say that we are not capable of understanding and don't agree or deny that the signals are coming from the area where we believe they're originating from. In minute 12:13, on January 20th, 2011, we received a transmission from the office that wasn't in reply to one of ours. It wasn't on a 331 either. It was just on a day that we happened to have access to HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. We are still working on interpreting when 53 days later, on March 14th, which was a 331, we received the exact same data again. The uniqueness of the situation, and from what we had already gathered from the first transmission, it prompted a sense of urgency amongst myself and my colleagues. We don't know how many times the message was sent from their end, but in the next few months we received 2 more transmissions with the exact same data. By then it was relevant because within days of the second transmission we had agreed on the interpretation, and to be honest, we put it bluntly and sent panic throughout SARA, Service and Advice for Research and Analysis. So we sent a transmission questioning the information, trying to verify if our interpretation was correct. This, of course, has to do with ETs. Minute 1428. Our ET friends have given us a very ominous prediction. In a nutshell, our planet is going to go through a process we call a geomagnetic reversal, but a rare kind that happens very quickly, and its most intense drifting will take place between June 14th and August 19th of 2016. Now, a chilling magnetic reversal does not mean the planet is going to flip over and everything is going to shift and shake violently in apocalyptic devastation. The planet has actually gone through geomagnetic reversals many times. Most of these happen very slowly over the years, but we are certain that they do happen every few 100,000 years by looking at fossil records, which show changes in the magnetic orientation of rocks. So what are geomagnetic reversals? To put it simply, our planet's core is made of a giant, superheated solid metal ball covered with liquid metal. As both move and flow inside our planet, and the Earth turns, this combination creates a dynamo effect, which in turn creates a magnetic field around the planet. In a geomagnetic reversal, changes at the core make the magnetic field unstable at first and then cause it to drift and to finally reestablish itself in the poles in opposite positions from where they were when the reversal started. Now the continents and oceans are still going to be where they are right now. It's the invisible magnetic field that's going to flip. In minute 1645, when the last reversal took place, which is about 780,000 years ago, there were already some early ancestors of ours, and anthropologists haven't found evidence that it caused any major alterations on those early humans. But the last reversal was, like most are, very slow over many years. The reversal is about to happen, and it's going to be very fast. For all we know, the process may have started already, and we may be witnessing events which are related to the 2016 event. Like all these weather changes and seismological activity, the magnetic North Pole is migrating fast towards northern Russia. In 1729 minute, he says, the fact is that the rate of polar migration for this next reversal will increase exponentially to a peak during the summer of 2016, when according to the Alphys, in a period of 66 days it will mount to 124.72 degrees. That's almost 70% of the total reversal in a little more than 2 months, something that usually takes hundreds to thousands of years. This event will be like one that's been proven from analysis of the lava salts on Steens Mountain in Oregon. 15 million years ago, a reversal took place in which the rate of change was as fast as 6 degrees per day. That's over 3 times faster than the average drift of under 2 degrees per day expected for June through August of 2016. But this rate of change is fixed for the 66 days. The days in the middle of the period should be the ones with the fastest change. In minute 1835, it states, and here is the rub. What the Alphys are determining and making us know is that in 2016, the quick change in polarity will make the Van Allen radiation belt to drop to Earth. What does that mean? Well, the Van Allen belt is actually made up of 2 enormous clouds of highly charged particles that exist around our planet and which are held in our planet's magnetosphere by the magnetic field. When the magnetic field becomes unstable due to the quick flip of its poles, the Van Allen belt will collapse and its particles will pretty much bombard the Earth with a lot of radiation. Based on what our alien friends say, and from all calculations, the amount of radiation that will reach the surface will be devastating. Most land-based plants and animals and those living near the surface of the sea will be killed, including an expected 75 to 80% human mortality rate. Those who do survive will be affected in ways we can only theorize, not just physically, but physiologically and genetically. And the conclusion is this: there is no question that the Earth's magnetic poles are moving more rapidly than they have been observed at any point in human history. Given the significant uptick in Earth's movement, particularly volcanic eruptions and major earthquakes, methane releases and massive sinkholes, as well as the intensification of global climate change, the evidence is now quite compelling that there are other sources of Earth changes: intensification of solar activity, influx of cosmic rays, alteration in the movement and temperature of the Earth's core, etc. There is no stopping the ongoing geomagnetic pole shift, nor is there any slowing it down. The only remaining questions are: when will it reach peak intensity, and how will such a drastic movement in degrees affect the magnetosphere? The magnetosphere is well known for providing a blanket of protection around the Earth, without which the planet would be practically uninhabitable because of the radiation, of course, that will be hitting Earth. Most importantly, it must be determined whether there is any truth to Dr. Conti's assertions about the potential collapse of the Van Allen belt, full or partial, and what that would mean for the biosphere and for humanity. The CCRG does not present this extremely sensitive information as though it is cut in stone. Things are changing so fast, however, that it's now clear that there are multiple influences acting upon this plane of existence which are occurring completely outside of the Earth realm. So the real question is, what exactly is triggering so much change within the solar system, especially the acceleration of planetary transformations? I'll leave a link below for you for this. This is on the Millennium Report.